Hey guys, I'm here in Berlin and I'm just leaving to head to Poland. So I was staying here for about 3 nights at this select hotel, Checkpoint Charlie. The prices fluctuated per night. It was about 75 or 80 euro per night. And now I'm heading to the U-Bahn to restart my Crossing Borders series. If any of you were watching my channel last year, I did a whole series of overland crossings across the Middle East, from Jordan to Iraq, Iraq to Kuwait, Kuwait to Saudi, and so forth. So I'm hoping to kind of re-energize that idea. Today I'm doing my Central to Eastern Europe, or Central to Central Europe, depending on your perspective, crossing from Germany to Poland. And I haven't made this journey for 25 years. So I'm interested to see how it's going to change. So come along with me. So here we are, just doing a very quick shot of Checkpoint Charlie. This was the end of American control in West Berlin. And now it is a very sort of kitsch tourist attraction. So I am just, was just staying near here, and thought I would just pass by. And I'm probably actually wasting valuable time before I need to get to the train station. But anyway. So here it goes, leaving the American sector, also leaving the Eurozone as I cross to Poland, leaving the Euro currency area to the Polish zloty, which I think means something in Slavic like gold. I think it's sort of a universal Slavic term, like I think in Russian it's something like zlota. Anyway, so here we go, guys. So now I'm heading into the Kochstrasse Checkpoint Charlie U-Bahn station. And I've got to take this just a couple of stops to transfer to the next line. So far so good, but I've got a tight timetable. I have to transfer, as I said, from here to the next U-Bahn, and then from there I've got to navigate the Berlin Hauptbahnhof, the central train station, and get the correct track and get my assigned seat. Okay, here I am at the Unter den Linden station, and now I've got to transfer to the U5. So hopefully this is pretty straightforward. I have no idea how long it's going to take to get from the U5 to the Hauptbahnhof. Hopefully it's not that long. I have to say, this is an incredibly nice station. Berlin has come a long way since I was last here in like 2005. Infrastructure has been, a lot of it's been rehabilitated or just completely been renewed. Okay, good news. Looks like it is only a handful of stops to the Hauptbahnhof, the train station, so that's good. The train comes here in short order. Looking like I'm in good shape. Don't want to jinx this, but this Crossing Borders episode is so far getting off to a good start. Here comes the U5. Perfectly on time.
U5 nach Hauptbahnhof, Central Station.
Crowded train though. Not much room for somebody with very, very heavy bags. But I'll navigate it.
Zurückbleiben bitte.
Okay, we're rocking and rolling. Well, that was easy. Already here at the Hauptbahnhof for the central train station.
Dieser Zug endet hier. Bitte alle aussteigen.
Okay. Now I just gotta orient myself where I'm going.
All change, please.
Okay, so I haven't been to this train station in probably about 20 years, and I just met a woman who was volunteering for the Red Cross, who was asking me for a donation, and I was like, hey, can you actually tell me where there's a gigantic board that tells you where the international trains are? So there is, my train is 1352, Frankfurt, not Frankfurt am Main, the Frankfurt where the European Central Bank is, but an Eastern Frankfurt, and it says it goes to Poznan, which is a city in Poland, and then it says Warsaw, da da da, track 12. So now I've got to rush to find track 12. This station is absolutely massive. I forgot how big it was. Okay, so this says 11 and 16. So hopefully this is the right direction. So I've got to find the platform, and the next project is to find where I'm supposed to be seated. I think that in this part of the world, that's something that's taken very seriously. I have a little over 10 minutes, but I think I'm going to be okay. It seems like I'm in pretty good shape here. I'm someone who's often late to things. You know, my flight to Berlin, I was the last guy on the plane, but that was due to weather circumstances. It's incredibly crowded here as well, so you need a couple of minutes just to navigate all the people going every which way. But here we are at track 12, and this is where I want to be. And lo and behold, if this is correct, I'm on time. Now, what's a little confusing is that this listing doesn't actually say Krakow, it says Warsaw, which is not where I'm going, the Polish capital. I'm trying to go to Krakow, it's southern cultural capital. So I'm guessing, I reckon there must be a transfer somewhere in western Poland or southern Poland to a different train. And here we are. Here is our intercity train. Oh man, I have to say I'm genuinely excited about this rail journey. We're just thinking that ever since like 20 odd years ago, when the airlines in Europe were deregulated and with the emergence of Ryanair and EasyJet and all that, train travel across the European Union just became less necessary, especially in terms of being an outsider. And I actually enjoy riding the train. Like, even though this is a long ride, I'm fired up for this trip. So here we are crossing the Oder River, which is the border between Poland and Germany. And unlike the Middle Eastern borders that I crossed last year, this is a Schengen border, meaning that it's a seamless, quiet border. You don't even realize you've crossed it. And this is the dream of a borderless Europe, a united Europe. And, you know, in part, this is what people in Ukraine and to a lesser extent, people in Moldova and people in Georgia are fighting for, or want to fight for, which is to be a part of this Europe. And, you know, the fact that the former Warsaw Pact states and Western Europe are just totally conjoined, it's kind of a miracle of post-war political architecture. The Schengen Agreement was signed in Luxembourg in 1995, and its aim was actually to facilitate trade with fewer customs posts and tariffs, and basically make the European economy more interoperable, so that goods could go between France, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, like the core of the European Union. And as Europe, as a political entity, grew larger, as with what is known as the Big Bang in 2004, when Poland, where I am now, joined, as did Cyprus, where I was reporting from last year, then more and more states in Europe with enlargement have become a part of the Schengen zone. Now, of course, not all of Europe is in the Schengen zone. Like Cyprus is not, is an EU member, not in the Schengen zone. And Romania and Bulgaria, while part of the European Union, are still not part of the Schengen zone. Neither is Ireland, actually. So the Schengen zone isn't entirely synonymous with the European Union, but as a whole, it covers most of its territory. So So upon reaching the city of Poznan in western Poland, I made a very abrupt and awkward transition from one train to another. And it was totally unclear about how to get from the train from Berlin to Poznan to the connecting train from Poznan to Krakow. It wasn't like it was across the platform. It wasn't. And 45 minutes left till we get to Krakow station. And yeah, it's uncomfortable sitting in this like tight hallway, especially when anyone's trying to get to one of the bathrooms on either end, and you just have to squeeze by. And obviously, like, if you look how big my bag is, like there's like, so I'm constantly having to pick up my stuff when anyone's trying to get past me. But you know, I'm kind of looking at the ambient end of day light, and it's just beautiful. There's actually like, the vibe has really mellowed out. There was more of like a frenzied energy in the beginning of the journey, and now I think most people are just going all the way to the end of the line like I am. I don't know how many more stops we're going to make in between, but I've kind of settled into it. It's, you know, awkward basically sitting on this like downward sloping board. But I'm actually just happy to be traveling again, and I love this, as I said before, the seamlessness of the border crossing. It's sort of a nothing burger, as kids would say today. And that's a good thing, because that shows how far Europe has come since the end of the Second World War, when when the borders of these nation states were like battle lines, and now they're just more like lines on a map, and that's beautiful. And this concludes somewhat of an epic train journey from Berlin to Krakow. And now we are here, we've arrived at Krakow station. So that took about just a little shy of 8 hours from door to door. It was definitely a confusing and tiring journey, but it was also beautiful and interesting. So now the next chapter of this journey begins. If you'd like to see more content like this and more of these Crossing Borders episodes, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one, which should be fairly soon.